take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Hey team, I just wanted to touch on the topic of anaerobic threshold. I know a lot of you are trying to improve your anaerobic threshold. Running at your anaerobic threshold is the point where we start to build up lactic acid, and it's the point where it becomes more uncomfortable. I mean, it's not like running easy aerobic running. Training to improve your anaerobic threshold takes months. This isn't something that takes really, you really get drastic improvements in a matter of days. Okay, this usually, minimum several weeks, but in most cases, this is several months to even up to a year to really see significant changes in your anaerobic threshold, your ability to improve your body's lactate tolerance, your ability to run at faster goal race pace efforts for longer periods of time. Okay, running at your anaerobic threshold will definitely, again, you're running anywhere from around 88 to 92% of your maximum heart rate. So it's very aggressive running. It's one thing to be running at tempo effort. Tempo effort is usually about 10 seconds slower than your anaerobic threshold effort. So running a tempo run 20 to 40 minutes is optimal for most cases, for most athletes. But running at your anaerobic threshold, that is slightly faster. It's a little bit more aggressive. But I think in terms of improving your anaerobic threshold, you really have to have a long-term vision. Don't get impatient. In most cases, just starting off being able to run a mile or two at your anaerobic threshold is definitely going to be challenging enough in any athlete's early stages of a build-up. Okay, if you're training for a marathon, you do want to work to a point, like in my case, prior to running my PRs for the marathon, I would work to get my anaerobic threshold run out to around between 10 to 14 miles in length. Okay, that didn't happen quickly. It usually took me about 3 to 4 months to work myself up to that particular point. And so I would start off doing 2 to 3 mile AT runs, and then I would work to extend that duration out to say 5 miles, and then I would work to 8 miles. So it does take time. You have to be strategic to improve your anaerobic threshold. Obviously, running at AT pace will make your moderate pace efforts feel so much easier. It's going to help you will definitely see significant changes in your easy aerobic pace as well. All of your paces will increase when the fitter you get and the more time you spend at your anaerobic threshold. Again, running at this particular intensity will improve your body's lactate tolerance, your ability to clear lactic acid more effectively, to clear it faster than it's building up. Some cases when you're, and this is natural, when you're doing an AT run in the early stages of your buildup, maybe you won't be able to finish that AT run. Okay, maybe you started off on the 3 mile, you focused on a 3 mile AT run, and either you won't be able to finish it, maybe you'll have to do maybe just a mile or a mile and a half, and that's all you can do for the day. Or you can do a 3 mile AT run and do some like mini breaks in the middle of it. Okay, like if you can only run like half-mile sections of that 3 mile AT run, do that. Okay, you have to start somewhere, and work yourself to a point where you can start off doing a 3 mile anaerobic threshold run with like maybe at half-mile efforts with maybe like little 1 minute to 2 minute breaks in between that, and then start and do another 800 meters until you finish the 3 mile. Then work your way to where you can finish, do from start to finish, do a 3 mile anaerobic threshold run, and then again, eventually get to a point, if you're especially training for a longer race, like a 10 mile race or a half marathon or a marathon, work to a point where you can extend out to around 16K to 20K for an AT run. And that takes time. Like I said, it does take time, but the body always adapts. And it's just a matter of consistency. Okay, this is not something that's impossible, but it's uncomfortable to run at your anaerobic threshold. Okay, all of you who have done these types of efforts already know that. But from my own experience, I think that doing one anaerobic threshold workout per week, or if you're just getting started, doing one AT run maybe every other week, leading into one of your 4 to 6 month blocks of training is a great plan of action. Okay, but just know that, again, it's going to take time to adapt. Anaerobic threshold, I think, is it's great to get to a point, especially when you start seeing the physiological adaptations occur, where you start to, if early on in your buildup you were really having a hard time running 2 miles at anaerobic threshold, and now you're running 6 miles, you're doing, 3 times the distance, and you're running even quicker than you were holding at your 2 mile AT pace at the very beginning of your buildup. That's a great feeling too. And as I always talk about, it's important to make sure that you're jogging on your recovery days. Okay, it's very hard to continue to do anaerobic threshold workouts if you're still running too fast on your easy days. There's so many runners out there that are running way too easy on their hard days and running way too hard on their easy days. Okay, so make sure that you focus on jogging and get into that mindset that, hey, this day is focused on recovery and to rejuvenate, to recharge, and not to get so wrapped up in like what pace per mile or pace per kilometer I'm running on my easy days. Okay, you're going to be challenged on doing anaerobic threshold workouts. You're going to be challenged doing speed workouts, hill repetitions, fartlek workouts, doing faster varied pace long runs. So you want to make sure that on those easy days that they truly are easy, that you focus your attention on recovery and making sure that you continue to adapt so that you can continue to train at very hard anaerobic efforts and see those adaptations and see those benefits, and to see all of your hard work pay off. Because again, if you're running you're trying to run too fast when you're not prepared to run fast, it's only going to disappoint you and frustrate you. Okay, keep the enjoyment for what you're doing. Okay, anaerobic threshold training is definitely a challenge for anybody. I don't care if you're an elite athlete or if you're a total beginner. If you go out there and you're not prepared to run at AT pace, it's hard to run at AT pace for several minutes rather than several miles or several kilometers. Okay, so be patient with yourself. Again, like I mentioned earlier, start off very easy in terms of duration. Okay, it might be a mile or two at AT pace. Again, if you're just getting started and you don't have a great deal of anaerobic base built or a great deal of volume built, and you haven't done a ton of speed work, and you're out there trying to do a 2 to 3 mile anaerobic threshold run, do a 2 to 3 mile anaerobic threshold run, but just don't place all the stress on yourself on saying, I got to do this whole 3 mile run at anaerobic threshold effort or I'm a failure. Okay, I'm not saying that's what you're thinking, but you can still do that 2 or 3 mile anaerobic threshold run with some little breaks in between there. Okay, run 2 to 3 minutes at AT pace, then walk for 1 to 2 minutes, then run for another 2 to 3 minutes AT pace, and do that for 2 to 3 miles until you get the distance in, and then work your way to where you can start and finish all the way running the full 2 to 3 mile distance at AT pace. Okay, so again, breaking the anaerobic threshold runs in segments sometimes will help you get through the workout. Okay, and that'll not only provide a huge physiological boost, but it'll also help you psychologically to say, hey, I still did this 3 mile AT effort. Okay, I did have some small breaks in there, but I'm working to a point where I can start and finish this run, and to be able to finish the entire run at anaerobic threshold, got to start somewhere. So do that. Breaking these anaerobic threshold runs in segments first, and then gradually build your fitness, build that endurance and the stamina that's going to occur over several weeks. Remember, it takes about 28 days for the body to adapt to any stress load you're placing on it. So again, adaptation doesn't occur overnight. Great performances will occur, but it's just a matter of consistency and be relentless in what you're doing. So I hope this video on anaerobic threshold training has been helpful for you, and just some strategies and things I want you thinking about as you build up for your next race. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any other questions about AT pace or any other questions regarding your event, definitely leave me a comment below. I definitely respond to every comment I receive on this channel. So I wish you guys and gals all the very best in your training. And again, if you're looking for some resources to help take your training to the next level, definitely check out RunDreamAchieve.com or check out the resources below any of my videos. They're there to help take you to the next level. I'll talk to you all in the next video, and I wish you all the best in your upcoming races.